Hello, good morning to you all. I'm Ali Mohammed Jao here to present a short seminar on how to use Endnote reference software in your writing. This seminar is brought to you as part of the initiatives of the Gamgee Educational and Mentorship Forum. So, the outline of the seminar is going to be like this. So, starting with the introduction on how to download the software, to converting the citation to plain text in your writing. This software will allow the user to store and manage references, to format citations using different reference styles. For example, we have APA, output style. We have ACS, that is American Chemical Society, reference style, Vancouver, etc. But it depends on your area of research. And you can always download the Endnote from its website given as endnote.com. So we are going to start with the Endnote library. This is the main important interface in the Endnote. This is where several parts of the Endnote information is being displayed. So this is how the Endnote library looks like. The reference panel is on the right, that is this side, as you can see. You can also see that the reference panel, you can have the information of the authors, you can have the year, you can see the title of the paper, the journal type, the volume, and the rest. You can also sort out the author names. So if you click the author names, so it will now arrange the author names alphabetically, or you can sort it by just clicking on the year. So it will start from 2022 downward, either in ascending order or in descending order, or the title of the journal article, and then also the journal type. And then you can now see that the number of the references that has been stored in this Endnote library, we have about 642 in this one. And the reference, the output style is also displayed here. As you can see here, we have ACS. This ACS means American Chemical Society. So this output style is basically for people in the field of chemistry that wants to write an article for publication in American Chemical Society journals. It is also important sometimes before you even start working with this EndNote to see how you can format some preferences, how you can choose your preferences in the EndNote, things like font type and size, and to change case. You can also change the case. So the way to do this is you will see an edit menu here. So when you click on it, you go downward, you'll see preferences, and then this will be displayed whereby you can change the case, you can see duplicates and what to do with the duplicate. Sometimes you might have stored about multiple duplicates of the reference, so you can either delete it. So how to do about that is by going into the duplicates or the folder locations, and you can also change the font type. So like in this case, you can see this is Times New Roman and the font size is 12. Now we have come to where you are going to enter a reference data into EndNote. That is how to store your reference data into your EndNote library. So there are three ways to do this. The first way to do this is through Google Scholar. That is as in my own case. So I chose to present it the way it is like this. So when you go to Google Scholar, that is the website, So you will go to this space where you put the name of the title of the journal article. For example, this is hydrogen storage materials for hydrogen and energy carriers. So if it comes out, then you will now see somewhere where it is written cite here. So by clicking on that site, so it will take you to different formats of the citations of this journal article. As you can see, we have different types of output style: MLA, APA, Chicago, and the rest. And then under it, downward here, you can see there are about 4 different types of reference softwares. You have BibTeX, Endnote, and the rest. So our own concern is here is the Endnote. So when you click Endnote, then you are going to save the output. You are going to save your reference data, and then by clicking on that reference data, then it will automatically store it into your Endnote. The second way to do this is also by downloading the citation from the website where the journal is located. So how to go about this is by going into the website where the journal article is located, and then look for that journal article. That is just by clicking on the link. Then you will now see somewhere uh, below the title of the paper where it is written cite. So when you click on that site, then you will now see it where you can export the citation. So this RIS is the one that is compatible with Endnote. So by clicking the export citation to RIS, so it will go and save the RIS. So whereby you will just right click on it, and then it will just be saved into Endnote. The third way to enter a reference is by manually typing the reference details, and this can be done by choosing a new reference. So inside your Endnote library, so you will see a new reference. So you just by clicking on it, or you just click on Control N, it will take you to this kind of page where you will now put the details manually, and then you will save it, and then automatically it is now in your Endnote library. So now we have come to the main domain, whereby this is how to see how to show the like how are you going to apply the references into your writing. Now that you have entered your Endnote citation in the Endnote library, next is to show how to cite it while you are writing. So when you start writing, it is expected that you see the Endnote icon here in your Word document, MS Word document. And then when you click on it, then it will take you to this kind of place whereby you will insert the citation. So as you are writing your work, then whenever you want to insert the citation, just click on the Endnote here, and then click on the insert citation. Then it will just bring you to this, and you'll just click on it. So it will now bring you to where you will search the library for that specific citation you are looking for. For example, if you put like the name of the author here, as in this case, Starbits, it will now give a lot of different reference data related to this author. So when you choose this one, then it will now display the information like the journal, the title, the volume, and then if it is that one that you want, then you just click on the insert menu. As you keep writing and inserting the citations, as in this case, as you see that as you keep writing, inserting the citations, the page should be something like this. You now have the references below the writing. The in-text citations are now represented as numbers, as in this example. As you can see, numbers number 1, number 2, But this is because I choose the ACS output style in my writing. I chose the American Chemical Society as my output style. So the references will now be displayed as in this one. So you can now see a lot of references, because as you keep writing, you are inserting the references. As you keep writing, you are inserting the references. So this is how it's gonna look like. Sometimes you need to update a citation after you have inserted it. This is how you can go about it. For instance, when you have corrected a citation in the library and you want that to be reflected in the references in your writing. So by clicking the update citations above, by clicking this one, update citations and bibliography, it will now update the references in your writing just like as it is in the library. After you have finished your writing, you now need a written work that is not Endnote enabled. This is important because you don't want the writing to be disorganized in case it has been tempered. This is done by converting the citations to plain text. So the way to go about it is that under the output style, you will now see convert citations and bibliography. So when you click on it, it will now bring you to this convert to plain text. So in this case, when you convert to this plain text, then it will now ask you, before it does that, it will ask you to have another copy of the work in case you want to add some references from Endnote later. As you can see here, the command will create a new copy of your Word document. So it is asking you like to create another Word document, and then it will ask you whether to continue or not. So this means you should have 2 copies and then convert one to plain text. So you should convert one to plain text. So this process should be the final stage of adding or deleting references in your writing. So when you have 2 copies and this one is Endnote enabled, and then you want to have another one that is not Endnote enabled, so that in case anything has been tampered with the writing or a reference has been removed, so it is not going to affect the whole of the writing. Because the way Endnote works is that when you remove one reference, then the numbering or the way you arrange the references, then it is going to change. So when you now convert the citation in your writing to plain text, so even if that happens, then nothing will affect the whole work. So this is how it is. So thank you for watching. I hope this will guide you on how to use the Endnote reference software in your writing. And I would like to acknowledge Gamji Educational and Mentorship Forum for giving me this opportunity to present this seminar.